Hello, you're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Bonga from Hanoi and Netherlands. 49th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting opens in Vientiane. Construction sector grows 8.8%. Vietnamese education app wins global IT contest. The 49th ASEAN Foreign Minister meeting, AMF 49, opened in Vientiane, the capital city of Laos, on July 24th. The Vietnamese delegation to the meeting is led by Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh. Themed Turning Vision into Reality for a Dynamic ASEAN Community, the ministers discussed 5 major contents, including measures to strengthen solidarity, unity, and the central role of ASEAN, implementing the ASEAN Community Vision 2025, cooperation between ASEAN and partners, as well as regional and international situation. The foreign minister stressed that the bloc should give top priority to strengthening solidarity and unity, as it is the prerequisite for the success of ASEAN community building process. On regional and global issues, the ministers discussed issues of common concern, including the Korean Peninsula, the Middle East, the EC, and emerging challenges such as terrorism, human trafficking, migration, transnational crime, maritime security, climate change, and natural disasters. Ministers devoted time to the EC issue, affirming the EC's importance to regional peace, stability, and cooperation. They continue to express concern over the recent complicated developments in the EC, including the construction and militarization, which have exacerbated tension and eroded trust, hurting peace, security, and stability in the region. Issues regarding the arbitration procedures established at Appendix 7 of the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea were also put on the table. At the meeting, Vietnam's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh appreciated efforts made by Laos in its role as ASEAN chairman and affirmed Vietnam and other ASEAN member countries closely cooperate with Laos to fulfill this responsibility. The Deputy Prime Minister underlined the importance of ensuring ASEAN solidarity, unity, and central role, as well as the sense of the community and the harmonious combination of national interests and that of the ASEAN. He also recommended the increase of exchanges and coordination of ASEAN's viewpoint on regional and international issues. The Deputy Prime Minister emphasized the multifaceted importance of the EC towards countries inside and outside the region and shared concerns of recent complex happenings along the impacts on the region's peace, security, and stability. He reiterated ASEAN's important role in promoting peace, stability, and cooperation between countries in the region, creating a favorable environment for countries to resolve peacefully disputes in line with international law and the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. He also underlined the significance of ASEAN maintaining the existing common viewpoint and called on countries to restrain themselves not to pursue militarization, respect legal and diplomatic procedures, abide to the Declaration of Conduct of Parties on the EC, and work for the early formation of a code of conduct. On the sidelines of the 49th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting in Vientiane, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Phạm Bình Minh had bilateral meetings with Myanmar, Laos, and Brunei foreign ministers. At his meeting with Myanmar State Councillor and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of the President's Office Aung San Suu Kyi on July 23rd, Deputy Prime Minister Phạm Bình Minh asked the Myanmar government to continue facilitate investment of Vietnamese enterprises in the country, especially in banking, aviation, telecommunications, mining, tourism, and agriculture. The two sides agreed to step up the traditional amity and all-round cooperation for two people's benefit, contributing to the ASEAN peace, sustainability, and collaboration. For her part, the Myanmar State Councillor noted she always respects the two countries' efforts to lift up the relations in both bilateral and ASEAN framework, as well as at global and regional forums. Earlier on the same day, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh met with Lao Foreign Minister Selom Seko Masit. The two ministers agreed at their meeting to push forward with the implementation of agreements reached during visits by the two countries' leaders, as well as the outcomes of the 30th meeting of the Intergovernment Committee on Bilateral Cooperation. They promised to coordinate activities to celebrate the 55th anniversary of the bilateral diplomatic ties and the 40th anniversary of the signing of the Vietnam-Laos Treaty of Amity and Cooperation this year. Meeting with Brunei Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Lim Jock Sang, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Minh said Vietnam will work closely with Brunei to ensure the success of the upcoming Brunei visit by President Trần Đại Quang. The two sides committed to convening the Vietnam-Brunei Joint Committee on Bilateral Cooperation's meeting this year in order to promptly carry out the outcomes of the visit. The two sides look toward the early conclusion of negotiations and signing of the Vietnam-Brunei Agreement on Investment Encouragement and Protection. The Brunei side pledged to consider Vietnam's proposal on enhancing energy and oil and gas cooperation by making it easier for Petro Vietnam to supply oil and gas services in Brunei, cooperate with Brunei partners to operate in the third country. Vice-Chairman of the National Assembly Tòng Thị Phóng on July 24th led a high-level delegation of the Vietnamese party and state to attend the funeral of former chairman of the National Assembly of Laos, Saman Vihakhet, in Vientiane. National Assembly Vice-Chairman Tòng Thị Phóng wrote in the funeral book that the death of former chairman of the National Assembly of Laos, Saman Vihakhet, is a great loss of the Lao Party, state and people, as well as his family. While Vietnam has lost a close friend and comrade who made significant contributions to fostering the traditional friendship, special solidarity, and comprehensive cooperation between the two countries. The same day, Lao Party Secretary General and President Bunyang Volachit and National Assembly Chairman Pani Yathotu hosted separate receptions for the Vietnamese delegation. National Assembly Vice-Chairman Tòng Thị Phóng conveyed the condolences from Vietnamese party and state leaders to their Lao counterparts. The host said the presence of the high-ranking Vietnamese delegation is a source of encouragement for Lao Party, state and people, reflecting the great friendship, special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between two parties, states and peoples. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has proposed the development of large textile and garment industrial zones to attract investment in dyeing and fabric and gem production.
The 500-hectare to 100-hectare zones would attract local and foreign investment for high-end products. The ministry has also proposed that the government provide full support for the building of textile and garment industrial zones located in cities and provinces experiencing socio-economic difficulties to create conditions for the success of small and medium startup enterprises. The proposal also targets the development of transport infrastructure, connecting the large industrial zones to ports and logistics centers, and reduce transportation costs. The Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association has suggested the government provide credit for enterprises to build wastewater treatment centers at those industrial zones. Garment and textile sector reported a 6% export increase in the first half of this year to $12.8 billion, but local firms face difficulties in obtaining production and export contracts for the second half. The industry also saw growth in export value to its major markets, including the US, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. Vietnam's textile and garment exports are expected to reach $31 billion this year.
The construction sector grew 8.8% in the first half of this year, the highest growth since 2010, reported the Ministry of Construction.
The ministry's enterprises booked revenues worth more than $3.45 billion, despite the stalled growth of gross domestic product, which hit 5.52% during the period. The rate of urban and rural construction and urbanization hit 100% and nearly 35.7% respectively, of what was planned for the period. The average floor area per person reached 22.3 square meters, a rise of 0.3 square meters from the late 2015. Currently, 72 out of 144 projects have their economic and technical accomplished with values of nearly 500 billion Vietnam dong. The ministry said it will refine legal regulations, review the law on construction, and issue decrees on construction, housing, and real estate business. The issuance of construction licenses will be reduced to 22 to 25 days from 30 days as part of efforts to realize the government's resolution on improving the business climate and national competitiveness, as well as the resolution on business development support.
Language learning application Monkey Jr., developed by young engineer Dao Sun Huang, has topped the Global Innovation Through Science and Technology competition in Silicon Valley of the U.S. Surpassing 1,000 rivals from more than 100 countries worldwide, Huang has become the pride of the Vietnamese startup community. Employing fun and an interesting communication method, coupled with massive multimedia data that includes thousands of images, videos, and interactive games, Monkey Jr. helps children to access language from as young as 4 or 5 months old. The Early Childhood Education Initiative has brought victory to its young creator Dao Sun Huang at the Global Innovation Through Science and Technology competition initiated by the U.S. government.
My mentor, Pete Peterson, used to say, when it comes to Vietnam, nothing is impossible. And I want you to remember that, because people sometimes, feel like, well, how can I compete? Well, Mr. Huang competed against 1,000 accomplished entrepreneurs, whittled down to 100 from 23 countries, and won. And I think that's pretty phenomenal.
When you take part in such a competition, the more pervasive and valuable your product is, the more persuasive it is to the examiners.
The idea came to Huang in 2011 when his daughter was born. However, it took him another 3 years to put his thoughts into action. After operating for just 2 years, Monkey Jr. has been ranked among the top 80 programs used to teach children to read, and in the top 3 education programs that are most downloaded in Vietnam.
When my first daughter was born, I had no idea how to teach her. I searched for lots of education applications, but hardly any of them suited my needs.
Despite various difficulties, Huang and his startup company is persisting in making Monkey Jr. the world's top application for children to learn foreign languages and to read.
Want to complete the application and popularize this early childhood education among parents.
In the future, Dao Sun Huang hopes more educational organizations will use his application in their lessons so that children can learn English and other languages sooner and in a convenient and affordable way. The low cost is particularly suitable for developing countries like Vietnam. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.